some very important current affairs. August 27th. It's a day where we are going to have 25% more additional tariffs. In a big setback to India's exports, the America has formally notified 50% tariffs on Indian products. India-US ties deteriorated following the collapse of trade deal negotiations, and America said it was not comfortable with India purchasing Russian oil, as India is directly or indirectly funding the Ukraine war, according to America. In its notification, US Customs and Border Protection, US CBP, US Customs and Border Protection said the implementation of additional duties comes after American President Donald Trump. Russian Federation's actions continue to pose the unusual and extraordinary threat to the American national security and foreign policy. According to American government, Russia's war in Ukraine is causing a threat to America's national security and foreign policy. And according to American Customs Border Protection Department, India is directly or indirectly importing Russian oil, thereby supporting Russia. The legal authority for this order for the notification of imposing more tariffs on India stems from very important law in America, International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEEPA, International Emergency Economic Powers Act. But there are certain exemptions from these tariffs, additional tariffs, like passenger vehicles, and most importantly, pharma, iron and steel, copper, electronic goods, etc. Particularly our industries like diamond polishing, shrimp, textiles, carpets, they are facing the heat and harsh heat. Particularly the diamond polishing industry, shrimp industry, textiles and carpets. According to CRISIL Ratings Agency, the move to impose an additional 25% tariffs with effect from August 27, 2025 as a penalty for importing crude oil from Russia will make Indian exports to the America unviable, particularly ready-made garments, chemicals, agrochemicals, capital goods, solar panel manufacturing, and other important industries. Now, Indian exports to America will become very costly. The demands, when goods become costly, demand will come down, and other countries like Vietnam, China, Chinese goods, they have comparative advantage because they have lower tariffs. America imposes little lesser tariffs than India, so those goods will become cheaper than Indian goods. So American markets will become unviable to India. In a way, Donald Trump is hitting India in a very bad manner. They are trying to push us to the corner. But India is not relenting. In fact, I can tell you, India is supporting its exporters by giving export subsidies, by giving credit incentives, etc. But still, a long way to go to deal with crisis. The other important news that is coming up, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah recently remarked that retired Justice Sudarshan Reddy 2011 Nandini Sundar judgment, Nandini Sundar versus State of Chhattisgarh. In this judgment, Mr. Sudarshan Reddy have declared salva judum as unconstitutional. Otherwise, the Naxal terrorism would have ended in India in 2020 itself, according to Amit Shah. So, you all know that India Bloc have nominated retired Justice Sudarshan Reddy as a vice presidential candidate. Mr. Sudarshan Reddy, as a judge of Supreme Court, have given a very famous landmark judgment, Nandini Sundar versus State of Chhattisgarh, in which he declared salva judum as unconstitutional. What is salva judum? Salva judum is an idea which emerged from the then leader in Chhattisgarh, his name is Mahendra Karma, giving arms and weapons to the people themselves to fight against the Naxalites in the Chhattisgarh. In fact, the state itself recruited locals as a special police officers, and those who have passed 5th class is eligibility, and those who got affected by Maoist attacks is also a priority. And people started using weapons under salva judum movement. Then finally, many human rights activists went to Supreme Court that civilian militia should not be encouraged in a constitutional democracy. Then the court said, it's human rights abuse violation and giving such a discretion to use weapons to civilians is not right. So, court have declared salva judicium as unconstitutional. It is against Article 14, Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. In that judgment, one famous judge keynote judgment was given by Justice Sudarshan Reddy. Recently, our Home Minister said that judgment, if that judgment would not have been given, banning salva judicium, Naxalism would have ended by 2020. But many are saying that he should not have spoken like that. He should not have spoken like that. So, should not find any motive or personal interest based on judgment given on constitutional basis. So, it is not based on his personal philosophy. It is based on constitutional philosophy. Should not attribute personal motives to a judge. Many famous judges are commenting on this like this. Let's see how it's going to come out. Coming back, the other important news is the Delhi High Court set aside the Central Information Commissioner's 2016 order and ruled that Delhi University need not disclose the details of Prime Minister Modi's 1978 graduation degree. Actually, 10 years back, an RTA was filed seeking a clarification about Prime Minister Modi's degree from Delhi University. Central Information Commission have ordered Delhi University to give details about 1978 batch students who passed out from Delhi University, and Delhi University went to Delhi High Court that it could not do that as there's a fiduciary relationship between the graduates and the institutions, and there is a curiosity to know whether Prime Minister Modi ji is a graduate from Delhi University or not. That's in the personal level. But there is no overriding public interest, and to become a leader in India, Prime Minister CM, education qualification is not required. If a particular post have an educational qualification, then they could have encouraged some RTA in that. But Prime Minister post do not require any educational qualification, or even for that matter any MP post or MLA post. So, there is no such overriding public interest to disclose the information about Prime Minister's graduation. So, Delhi High Court set aside the order given by the Central Information Commission with respect to the application, with respect to the orders given by the Central Information Commission. As you all know, Information Act, Right to Information Act came into force in India in 2005, and very big amendments were carried on to Right to Information in 2019. And many say that in 2019, the Information Commission's wings are actually cut. The reason is, before 2019, the Information Commissioners will have equal pay with respect to, they have equal pay on par with Election Commissioners. But the government said, Election Commission is a constitutional body, Information Commission is a statutory body. Now, the salaries and other allowances, security of tenure, all these things with respect to Information Commissioners are in the hands of the central government, not on par with the Election Commission. So, this is a case that is coming up. This is a case that is coming up with respect to Modi ji's graduation certificate. And the next important news that is in news is Africa map. There is a demand to change the Africa map. It's a very, very big thing, very important thing also. Actually, the atlas or world map which we have do not reflect the proper sizes of the continents and the countries. Even India looks very small. If you see the world map, generally the countries in the tropical regions, very close to equator, they are very, very small. If you go up to poles, the countries which are very close and nearer to the poles, they look very large. For example, if you see the map, Greenland and Africa almost look similar, akin in size. But Greenland, 14 Greenlands, if they come together, they will become one Africa. But unfortunately, African pride and African respect is being diminished because of the size of map. See, the maps, particularly the atlas and the world maps which we are following, are based on Mercator projection. Mercator projection is one of the most famous and widely used projections in cartography. The Mercator projection is a cylindrical map introduced by Gerardus Mercator in 1569. It was designed primarily for navigation. It preserves angles and directions in small areas. It focuses more on angles and directions and navigation purpose, not on size. On the Mercator projection, one of the most popular maps. Greenland and Africa appear to be about the same size. But on the equal Earth projection, showing continents in their true proportions, 14 Greenlands would easily fit inside the Africa. 14 Greenlands would easily fit inside the Africa. So now many advocacy groups, including majorly African advocacy groups like Africa No Filter, Speak Up Africa, they are fighting to change the map into equal Earth projection rather than Mercator map. Particularly, now they want their original map. As you all know, Africa hosts 1.4 billion population and there are 55 countries in Africa. Now they want, in African Union, they want their size to be properly mentioned. And most importantly, the current size of map of Africa is wrong. It's the world's longest misinformation and disinformation. The Mercator affected Africans' identity and pride. What we want is, we want the same map based on the proportion of our size. Even India, the same thing. If you see, the Europe looks very big, but Africa looks very small. India looks very, very tiny. If you see the world map, that should not happen. We need the correction of the size in the world map. That's the news that is coming up. It's also very important. So kindly see the world map while we follow Mercator map, not equal Earth projection maps. So even this is very important question for all of you.